nasty. And that guy on the other end of the line is Bob Walk of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Good morning.
Hey, Todd. Good morning.
It's good to have you on the air with us here today. Hey, Bob, we were talking about, with Steve Blast, as a matter of fact, last week about Pirate pitching and spring training and how these young fellas trying to make the team, how they approach the whole pitching conundrum. And then over the weekend, a guy like Chad Kuhl goes out and gets walloped around a little bit. It's easy to panic in situations like that, but it's not wise, is it?
No, and in his particular case, there's no worrying about making the team or anything like that. I mean, he's one of our starters, so he can absolutely forget about that. It means really nothing. He would have to get walloped around quite a few times in a row for it to challenge his status on the team. And that would probably have to happen in the regular season too, not down in the practice games. But as far as the young guys, really the guys that are not in line to make the team or just penciled in, they need to do the same thing. They need to just worry about the things that are in their control, because they can't make decisions for people, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on besides what your ERA in spring training is. That's probably the most meaningless part of making the team. It's more about what you've done in the past. It's more about how you carry yourself on the mound. It's more about how you react when somebody makes an error or two behind you. Those are some of the things that these guys are being looked at. And, if the numbers aren't there as far as, you got options and other people don't and things like that, it really is way, way more than just, wow, I had a good game today or I had a bad game today. In spring training, there's a lot more that goes into it than that, and you better realize that early on and let the bad outings kind of just roll off you if you can.
All right, against the Orioles today, a guy named Tyler Glasnow takes the mound for the Pirates. It seems like every time we hear that name, everybody gets very anxious. Everybody is so pulling hard for Tyler Glasnow to get it all together, and I don't know that puts any added pressure on him, but certainly we know that Tyler is a guy that really has a chance to be an outstanding major league pitcher. He's just got to do that. He has to put it together, and he'll get another chance today.
Yeah, it's a different situation for him this year. He's proven himself so well in the minor leagues that it's been publicly stated by different Pirate personnel that he really has nothing left to do down in the minors. So it's not like he's trying to make a team as a starting rotation guy anymore. He's penciled in, to be honest with you, for that bullpen. Unless he has just a horrible spring training, I would think that he's definitely in to our bullpen. In the first couple of outings, he did look good out there. The first one I saw personally, and that was his best I've seen him pitch. In person with my own eyes. I mean, everything that he needed to do was there. He had consistent power fastball. The velocity was in the same zone constantly. It wasn't going way up and down. Control was very good, and he got ahead of everybody with a lot of 1 and 2 counts. It was fantastic. I mean, it was really an eye-opener for me. But then this last time out, it was back to what we had seen from him before, where just very inconsistent, especially with the control. His third pitch is a changeup. I don't think it's a very good pitch for him. He kept trying to force that in, and that caused him problems. So coming out of the bullpen, I wish he would just concentrate on commanding the power fastball and his breaking ball, and let those two play and trying to get himself established in the big leagues, and maybe not do too much. Try to do too much. And I think that's the plan. Why they want him to pitch in the bullpen to begin with is so he can have success in these little small chunks and hopefully build his confidence up.
Boy, speaking of that bullpen, over the weekend, Kevin Seagrass makes his debut for the Pirates, pitches well. Josh Smoker's been opening some eyes. Seems like Neil Huntington has really stocked that bullpen with some quality arms.
Yeah, I really only see maybe one spot that's really available when you start going down the names. Seagrass, for instance, if he's healthy, I know he's not even on the roster right now, but if he's healthy with his past body of work, I mean, he's on the team for sure. Mm-hmm. And you start just going down some names and thinking that, like, okay, Glass now, if he pitches well, he's going to be out there for sure. Brault, I would think the same way. You quickly run out of spots for people out there, so there's not really a lot of room for people. Like yesterday, they threw a shutout, a team shutout yesterday. I don't expect anybody that was involved in that to be on the opening day roster.
I know.
That's just the way it is.
Oh, spring training is so much fun. From up here, I imagine down there it's just a blast for you, Bob.
Well, it's a lot of fun to come down to Florida this time of year and get out of the bad weather. I always enjoy that. I was thinking, just talking with Joe yesterday, that my first year down here was 77, and I've been coming down here February and March, basically my whole life. I mean, what's that, 40-some years? So it really has been a blessing. I've been so lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to think that there's any better place to be than Bradenton in the springtime. Bob, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday.
Very good. Very good. Have a great day.
All right.
There's Bob Walk of the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank, WCCS FM 101.1, AM 1160.